And I'm Shelby Love. Thank you for spending time with us here on this Friday. We've got a lot more details for you on everything that's been happening in Tulsa, so we'll be giving you those updates all morning long. Thanks, Victor. State lawmakers continue digging into the contracts between the tourism department and Swadley's Foggy Bottom Kitchens. Yesterday, the Special House Committee heard from the director of OMES. One of the big questions raised, who's to blame for the contract that led to a loss of millions of dollars and hundreds of jobs?
Let's get back out to some breaking news here. Oklahoma City firefighters battling a house fire in War Acres.
We've got Fox 25's Wayne Stafford live at near Northeast 63rd and Western there on the scene. Wayne, taking a look, we can see a ton of damage there behind you to the house. You mentioned before the homeowner was in good spirits, but it's hard to imagine after waking up to something like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Rising gas prices continue to take a big bite out of your wallet, and it's really hurting more Americans heading back into the office. The National Desk's Ryan Smith is here with more on the costly commute. It's 7:46 with a look at your consumer news. U.S. regulators did not inspect many big baby formula plants in 2020 because of the coronavirus. According to documents reviewed by the Associated Press, the FDA only inspected 3 of the nation's 23 largest formula plants in 2020. The AP reports there were also gaps as large as 2.5 years between inspections for some plants. Right now, the U.S. is dealing with a formula shortage after Abbott closed its Michigan plant due to contamination concerns. Jeff Morgan from our sister station at KTUL in Tulsa is live outside of St. Francis this morning. Jeff, what do you know about the response? Summer travel in full swing, and if you haven't traveled at all over the last 2 years, you're in for a surprise.
Yeah.
New York is raising the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic rifle. New York's legislature passed a bill that raises the age to buy or possess the rifles from 18 to 21 years old. The bill also requires anyone who buys a semi-automatic rifle to get a license. The legislation comes a few weeks after an 18-year-old used a semi-automatic rifle to kill 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket. 3 people swept away in a drainage ditch in Milwaukee. Police say an 11-year-old slipped into the ditch. 2 adults tried to rescue the child, but heavy rain and a strong current swept away all 3. Rescue efforts are set to continue today if conditions are safe. It's the spiders in the bathroom here for me because we get here earlier in the morning and I turn on the lights a lot of times and I go in there, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just posing, waiting for you. Like, hello.
Yeah, there's always that. We only have one bathroom like that, Shelby.
Yeah. Well, that's the one I end up going to.
The spider's like, if I'm just really still,
it's
maybe
it's
she
like
won't see me. It's all good.
And then there's a stare-off moment where, like, you lock eyes with the spider.
Someone please screenshot this because this
You can just turn a light off and then back up slowly.
Sometimes I do, depending on how big they are. I'm like, all right, this is your bathroom now. I'll see you.
Bye.
Have fun.
Just don't even finish. Bye.
Yeah.
Take care of the rest.
For the following, furnished by Chef Store.
Not to be corny, but we have a very delicious salad. Okay, I'm trying too hard. We got a great recipe for you today. It's Tasty Tuesday.
From happening. Perfect. You're doing excellent. I like your stab technique.
Thank you. You know, that's the first time someone's complimented me on that.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah. So you have your assembled skewer.
That
you
was
would
fun.
put them on the grill.
Okay.
You want your pork to be internally 145 degrees, and you would basically. In my opinion, the smaller the pieces, the faster it gets done.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The faster you can eat.
Right, exactly.
Speaking of eating, I'm ready to dig in and try one of these beautiful skewers that you made. And you said it makes the pork so tender,
Yes.
right?
So pineapple has bromelain, which is an enzyme in it that breaks down protein. So that's what's happening. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's perfect for those summer days, and it's a crowd pleaser. So.
Absolutely. I'm perfectly pineapple-y pork pleased. Thank you so much, Holly. I'm drooling a little bit. It's so good.
See, I mean, your salivary glands were.
They're working today. You got to check out this recipe. It's this week's Tasty Tuesday. So good. Head Country Barbecue is back. We're hanging out with Tom Rennie. And Tom, it's so good to see ya.
Smell you? Really?
I said smell you because the smell of these little smokies are getting to my brain. They smell so good, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Trajectory. Now, remember, sometimes it takes literally dozens of attempts to get a rocket all the way to its target.
Okay.
So we're going to try it in 1, 2, 3,
Oh gosh.
4.
We landed on the moon.
Yes!
Yes, we landed the rocket on the moon!
Fox 25 Shelby Love out at the fair right now. Shelby, what are you getting a look at first?
Well, you saw me earlier. I was warming up my arm, get my shoulders loose. I haven't played softball in a hot minute. It's probably been, well, years. So I'm a little nervous about my aim, but I am determined to take Daniel as a part of the Payne County Sheriff's Office down in this dunk tank coming up in a few minutes. So Daniel, just get ready. It's coming. Okay, Daniel, are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. I'm going to move up a little closer. I'm cheating a little bit. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
That was impressive. I wasn't expecting that.
Now, you don't have to wait until October to learn more about the banjo or the American Banjo Museum on East Sheridan Avenue. It's welcoming visitors from near and far.
And I had a chance to visit this national treasure for myself. Check it out.
You ready? Okay.
In the heart of downtown Oklahoma City, there's a place unlike any other on the entire planet.
It's incredibly special because it's a banjo museum. It's more incredibly special because it's the only banjo museum in the world, and it's right here in Bricktown.
Executive Director of the American Banjo Museum and Banjo Hall of Famer Johnny Beyer says he fell in love with the instrument at an early age.
Dad brought a record home from the library that had a banjo soloist named Eddie Peabody, and when I heard that, I really said, that's what I want to do with my life. And I'm really lucky because that's what I have done with my life.
Johnny was there for the start of the American Banjo Museum in 1998, located in a small loft above the YMCA in Guthrie.
So it was really quite tiny.
Then around 2007, they got a lot of the banjos you see displayed in the museum today from a German collector, making them outgrow their Guthrie facility overnight.
When we were looking for a new home for the museum, we really did a nationwide site search.
They considered Orlando, New Orleans, Memphis, even Nashville.
And we immediately realized we should shy away from cities that had a musical identity because we didn't want to pigeonhole the banjo as being a jazz, country, bluegrass, because it's all of those instruments, but it's not any one of those styles.
So they decided to stay in the Sooner State, moving their museum to downtown Oklahoma City in 2009.
Welcome to the American Banjo Museum! Yay!
You'll spot some familiar faces playing the banjo, along with Kermit, like comedian and actor Steve Martin, music legend Dolly Parton, even pop princess Taylor Swift. And you might just run into a celebrity while you're there. Country star Dierks Bentley, John McEwen, and Bela Fleck and the Flecktones have all paid a visit.
It was very interesting to have Eric Clapton walk in here one day when he was doing a concert in Oklahoma City. You never know who's going to show up, and sometimes big stars, and most of the time people who are just curious.
While visiting the museum, we ran into Mary and Tony McCann, who have a lot of love for the banjo. Just hearing it makes them smile.
It's a happy sound.
Which makes the American Banjo Museum a must-stop for the McCanns.
Oh, this is fabulous. It's amazing. Most of these instruments look like they've never been used.
And some of them are so elaborate.
Their collection is impressive. With close to 300 instruments on display, you'll see banjos of all time periods, shapes, sizes, makes, and models.
Did you say bacon?
Bacon.
Like you eat bacon?
Well, then it's spelled the same way, but you don't eat banjos. So
You'll learn about the ties the banjo has to American history.
Our collection begins in the late 1800s when it was really the first time banjos were manufactured and follows every step of banjo evolution right up to the present day.
It's truly a special place with a unique tale to tell.
It's a one-of-a-kind story that you're only going to hear here.
Just another reason why this Shelby loves Oklahoma.
Ta-da!
Now, did you learn anything while you were there, Shelby?
Absolutely.
A few chords? Yes, okay.
Oh, no, playing the instrument?
No.
Well,
I just took it in through listening.
if you want to learn about the rich history of the American banjo, you can visit the Banjo Museum. It's located on 9 East Sheridan Avenue in Bricktown. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday from noon to 5. You can go to AmericanBanjoMuseum.com for more. Stop in and tell them Shelby sent you.
Please, and if you know of a place I would love to visit, just send us an email, livingok@okcfox.com. Put Shelby Loves Oklahoma in the header, and we can head right out and feature it right here on Living Oklahoma. So this morning, we want to share a story and a message of hope. One of his favorite quotes, "Cancer is life-changing, but not life-defining." And I had the pleasure of sitting down with him to learn more about his story of survival.
Jeff Murray is a high school football referee, proud father, baseball card collector, a pretty good golfer, and Jeff is a survivor with a huge passion for people.
Sharing my story, doing the thing I'm doing now has been so rewarding to me and such a blessing to help other people. I really can't imagine myself doing anything else than what I'm doing now.
That's why Jeff was on the ground floor to help create Proton Pals, a foundation that helps meet the needs of current cancer patients at the Oklahoma Proton Foundation and the OU Health Center. But his journey with the Oklahoma Proton Center started 11 years ago as a patient.
Well, in 2010, I got my annual exam, and all of a sudden my doctor says, well, your PSA numbers are highly elevated. Okay, well, I don't know what that meant. So we went and got some more tests done, and all of a sudden to come back and say, well, by the way, you have prostate cancer.
Getting diagnosed with prostate cancer as young as Jeff is rare, making the news even more startling.
And I got this like, I'm 45 years old, that can't happen to me.
While the test results still felt wrong, the timing and the place was right.
I go to church just north of here, the Church of the Servant. I drove by this building every day for a year and a half being built, and I thought, what's that big hole in the ground?
After learning about Jeff's diagnosis, fellow churchgoers encouraged him to visit that place that was once a big hole.
One of the ladies I go to church with said, hey, you should go check out the Proton Center and at least get a consult.
It wasn't long after Jeff walked through the doors of the Oklahoma Proton Center that he knew this was the place for him.
It's almost like a small sense of relief. It's like, okay, well, this place is where I'm meant to be, the things I want to do.
Some cancer treatments can put your life on hold, but with proton therapy, Jeff was able to keep his quality of life.
There are no side effects. I felt really good throughout the whole process. Towards the end, the mental part of it, coming here every day, but the mental process was the most tiring part of it. The physical treatments of it was not a huge deal to me.
Over the course of Jeff's treatments, he made a lot of friends and connections.
I came back and was an advocate. I would talk to the new patient orientation, their lunches and stuff, and try to get new patients to understand that I've been there, done that, got the trophy, and try to ease their concerns and answer questions. And that ultimately developed into the creation of the Proton Pals Foundation.
And as of today, Jeff and the Proton Pals have helped over 300 patients get gas, food, a hotel room, or any other support they need to get through treatment.
So very rewarding to see that I've almost come full circle from being a patient to now being an advocate and now being a director of helping and raising money and doing some really good things to help people.
Besides meeting physical needs, Proton Pals goes above and beyond, giving some patients unexpected experiences they'll never forget.
There was a young man here who graduated recently, and I found out he was a Colorado Rockies baseball fan. He was 10-year-old, had a brain tumor, and when he said Rockies baseball, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try to do something.
After a few phone calls, Jeff had 6 tickets for the Rockies game in Arlington, Texas for young Corbin and his family.
I think he's still smiling, and that's been almost a month, almost 3 weeks ago.
Jeff is still smiling too, saying that staying positive is the key to getting through anything life throws at you.
The ability to focus on the positives and deal with the ebbs and flows of life, and you know, every day we're all going to have issues to deal with, but how we deal with those affects our everyday life, and you got to choose a thought process of positivity.
And Jeff is positive the Oklahoma Proton Center is why he's still here today with big plans for the future.
It's my 31st year refereeing high school football across the state of Oklahoma. I enjoy playing golf, traveling with my daughter. I mean, there's a lot of really good things that I've accomplished. I've still got a lot left to do.
A lot left to do indeed, and Jeff wants to encourage anyone with questions about Proton Pals to reach out. Send him an email at jeff@protonpalsfoundation.org or call 405-697-0286. You can also visit their website at protonpalsfoundation.org.
Now, proton therapy has been around for decades, helping save the lives of cancer patients just like Jeff.
Oklahoma Proton Center here in Oklahoma City is leading the way with cutting-edge technology and treatment. To learn more about proton therapy, you can contact Oklahoma Proton Center, located at 5901 West Memorial Road in Oklahoma City.
And you can also call them at 405-773-6700. And you can also check them out online, of course, at okcproton.com.